just finished Fear by Bob Woodward.
Oh.
Yes, which I thought was...
How'd you like that?
Fascinating and very insightful.
What'd you learn? What did you learn from it?
You know, I think it really gives some interesting insight into Trump's personality. You know, when he decided he was going to run for president, he knew nothing about the political process, primary. What do you mean my contributions to Democrats could come back to hurt me? What do you mean my stances on being to Planned Parenthood might come back to haunt me? It was just fascinating. And then the whole transition team that was in kind of a state of flux even when he first came into office. You learn in the book that he fired his transition person, who I think was Chris Christie. It was supposed to be his transition team person because he wanted all that money to go into the campaign. And so, surprisingly, when he won, then there was no transition team. And so it was kind of like, okay, I guess that's a good person. Okay, I'm not sure that's a good person. Whereas all presidents before him had this transition team in place. So I think it gives you some perspective, which I think is helpful as we proceed in the Trump presidency. Oh gosh, I have lots of favorite restaurants. Depends on type of food. Sushi Hana is a big favorite of mine. I like sushi. It's been around a long time. You know, I'm born and raised in San Antonio, so I have to tell you, I'm a lover of Mexican food too, and several haunts. You know, whether it's a Luna, whether it's Los Barrios, yes, yeah. I was a cashier in a clothing boutique, and the one takeaway that I made in that short-lived career while I was actually in high school was I learned how to count back change. We didn't have a cash register, and so I had to make change, you know, from somebody, if something was like $9.67 or whatever and they handed me a 10, I had to count back change. And so I remember when I first started, I was kind of like, I'm not sure what to do here. And there was a woman who had worked there forever, and she taught me how to count it back and quarters, you know, and how you get there and then, you know, get to the whole number or whatever. So it's a skill, interestingly enough, that I still use today that some people still don't know how to accurately count back change.
What was the boutique?
It was a boutique called Savvy, and it was in North Star Mall at the time. Yeah. I love to cook, and I think I'm a pretty good cook. I love to bake. You know, Christmas time is fun for me because I like to bake cookies. It's a creative outlet for me to be able to do something like that.
Not every good cook is a good baker.
Yeah, unfortunately, I do not have the kind of time that I would like to be able to cook because of my job and kids and things like that. But I think, you know, even on Sundays, I want to cook a meal for my kids. I think it's important that my kids see me cooking because I think it's a life skill that some people don't have, and that it's not okay that, you know, we go out to eat every night. I think there's something to be said for cooking at home. Yeah. Oh, that's a good question. You know, I'm not sure. I've always been fascinated, and it's a completely different line of work on how the human body works and heals itself. Like recovery from injury, and maybe it's because I'm an exercise enthusiast, and you know, I've seen pulled muscles, and my son recently was unfortunately in a rollover car accident, and so
is he okay?
Yeah, I broke a couple of bones or whatever. But it was amazing to me how, you know, from a teenage perspective, yeah, the healing process and how you go through that. So I think I probably would say either a doctor or a physical therapist or something like that, a researcher maybe, completely different side of the brain than what I do now, but it just, you know, I mean, in being a mom, when your kids are sick, you're constantly looking up information about, like, you know, how do you get them back on their feet, and but it's just, it's fascinating to me, yeah.
The way they keep the body adapts and copes and heals.
Yes, well, yeah, and, you know, military injuries, and you see it out at SAMC and the rehabilitation process, and it's just, it's, yeah, I mean, I'm amazed and fascinated by it.
Yeah, there's a lot of resiliency to,
yes,
to the body.
Exactly, yeah, Ooh, favorite board game, Monopoly.
Why?
I think there's a strategy involved in Monopoly, and in my heart of hearts, I think that's what I am, is a strategist, and so I think, yeah.
What's the best strategy for Monopoly?
buy up Park Place, etc. So yes, pick out the right charm, top hat, whatever.
Just buy everything and get
Yeah.
over leveraged and
Exactly.
hold
That's
their
right.
hands
That's
out,
right. That's right.
Start
Yeah.
demanding rent.
Yeah.
Um,
Least favorite color. Yellow.
why?
I just have, I'm a big purple, blue fan or whatever, and I know people tend to think that black is really dark, but I mean, I like black too. I don't know, maybe yellow is not a color that I wear well, or it's just not necessarily a color you see out there a lot. Yeah, I mean, you see it in flowers and sun and that kind of thing, but it's just, if people ask, it's never been at the top of the list.
It's a pretty upbeat color.
It's happy.
You're pretty positive. I think you're a pretty positive person.
Yeah, I try to
So
be. Yeah.
It's interesting that, yellow.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, purple. Yeah, use some purple in the logo.
Yeah.
But there's gold in the logo too, so maybe I'm more of a gold fan than a
Okay.
yellow fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gold, Monopoly, money.
You're seeing the trend
Yes.
here.